All right, folks. So we've zeroed the rifle. We found the ammo that it likes. Now let's go ahead and try dope it. So I like to write everything down. So we'll be writing down our dope. You'll see at the beginning inset the dope that the ballistics software is telling me what I should be using, and we just want to verify today. So I have targets at 25 yards, 50 yards we know it's good to go, 75 yards and 100 yards. So unfortunately with SK Standard Plus, I have very limited inventory of it. So we'll only do 5-shot groups at each of those distances. I'll still keep collecting data, chronograph numbers, and keep collecting environmentals so that I can keep adding to the software. I'm using AB ballistics, applied ballistics, sorry, and that way hopefully we'll have to either manipulate the BC a little bit or play with the scope height a little bit, just so that those numbers match up with what we're actually seeing. So let's get right to it. All right, guys, I got the target at, we're focused on the target at 25 yards. We'll do a 5-shot group. As you saw on the inset earlier in the video, it says to do a 0.3 down elevation. So I got that dialed in. And let's see where she hits. All right. And we're still collecting data on the chronograph, because I figure it's probably pretty boring for you guys to keep watching me shoot. So here we go. We do have a bit of wind coming from my left, full value, and it's running about 4 or 5 miles an hour. So here we go. Okay, that's a little low. Same hole. Same hole. Same hole. Same hole. So I believe that's a 5-shot group. I'm probably a couple tenths. I'd probably just keep it at 0 at 25 yards. So versus 3/10 that it's calling for. Let me take one more shot. Okay, so I'll take that. So I basically at 25 yards, my computers tell me to hold 3/10 down at 25 yards, and really I don't need to. I just need to hold 0. So for this rifle, so we need to make some adjustments in the computer, ballistic computer, so it matches up with what we're seeing. So let's move on down to the 50 yards just to kind of verify. This time we'll just focus on the KYL rack, because we already got, we know at 50 she's pretty dialed in. So let's do that. All right, so now we have the video focused on the KYL rack. We're at 50 yards. Yeah, let's see how she does on the KYL rack. And we'll just go in the middle of the KYL rack. Let's see if I can do my part. Nope. Nope. That's not good. Okay. I think it's the wind that's blowing me a little bit, so let me dial a little bit of wind. We'll do about 3/10. All right, the rifle is actually functioning fine with this ammo. So, well, not a very good showing. Okay, I feel like I have too much windage there. Yeah, the wind's died down, so I think we're good at 50. So now let's move up to a 75-yard target and see where she groups. So now we're focused at the 75-yard target. It's calling for 0.9 mils of elevation. And we're getting about 7-8 miles an hour right now. So we're going to hold about 3/10 correction. And let's see what kind of groupings we get there. Well, not, all right. Let's see how good the dope is for 75 yards. 75 yards. It's about maybe a couple tenths low. We'll shoot another one. Same spot. So let's make an adjustment. Let's up it down to 1.1 mils. Let's see, we can measure it out. 2/10. Yeah, let's go one more. So we'll make that 1.2 mils. Let's see what she does. Bullseye. Bullseye. So 1.2 mils for 75 yards. And we'll take one more shot just to make sure I'm not just good luck here, but it looks like Oop, that was my last one. All right, so 1.2 mils, and as you can see on the chronograph, you know, we got 20 shot string now, so getting really collecting a lot of data. And you know what, the SDs is like a 10.4 right now. Velocities has been pretty consistent. The extreme spread has grown a little bit, but that's what you should expect with 20 rounds collected. I mean, it's a 20 round shot string. So we're going to keep going. So let's get the target out, the video out to 100 yards and see what kind of corrections I need for that. All right, folks, I now have the camera focused at 100 yards. Dope for 100 yards, as you saw earlier. It's calling for 2 mils. So what we'll do is, we've been trending a little low with what they're giving me. So let's go to about 2.2. and see where she hits. Now, I do have quite a bit of wind, and probably on the camera you're seeing a lot of mirage. There is a lot of heat coming off the ground right now. It's gotten really pretty toasty, but let's see. I'm gonna keep wind correction where I had it for the 75 yards and see if we can do a good job getting a group at 100 yards. Yeah, unfortunately with all this mirage, I'm getting off the ground. I really have to back off on the zoom. So let's see here. Let's see if I can do my part. Oops. New platform, I gotta get used to that. The safety, racking a bolt. Get it going. Here we go. Looks like just a tad high, so maybe the computer is correct. So let's go back to let's go back to 2 mils. Let's go to 2 mils. Let's see. No. Let's split the difference here. Let's go to 2.1. Okay. All right. Let's just leave it there. See what she does. Yeah. Okay. Here. We'll do one more shot. So it looks like, you know, the groupings opened up quite a bit over there. Boy, it's really hard to see with the scope. We'll have to get a close-up shot that 100 yards. I think we're okay. Maybe just a tad high. I think there's a little cluster in the center. So looks like the computer wasn't that off at 100 yards. It told me to do a 2 mil correction, and it looks like to get on target where I need to be, it's about 2.1 mils. I'm going to take a closer look at that target, and that should about wrap it up for doping out this rifle. All I have to do now is kind of go into the software, make a little tweak adjustments just to see if I can get these numbers to line up as close as I can, and we should be good to go in terms of doping this rifle. All right, folks, you saw me doping out the rifle with the ammo. I went ahead and adjusted the Applied Ballistic app for my Vortex Razor HD, and it lines up pretty close. It's close enough where I would trust it out at a match when I'm measuring out targets. So the next part we're going to be doing is now testing on barricades. See how well I can manipulate the rifle system around on the barricade. So let's get going.